Today, we're breaking down the shocking clues and hidden details from Season 5, Part 1 that set up the final war in Part 2. Some of these are subtle, some are wild, and some completely change everything we thought we knew about the Upside Down. Let's dive into the clues you might have missed. 1. Vecna's fear of the cave and what it really means. One of the strangest mysteries in Part 1 actually comes from Max's story. Even though she's physically in a coma, her consciousness, her mind, is trapped inside Henry Creel's memories. And while navigating his nightmare world, Max finds something unexpected, a cave in the middle of a desert. And Henry is terrified of it. Now that is weird. We're talking about Henry Creel, Vecna, the supernatural serial killer who fears absolutely nothing. So why would he be scared of a cave? This is where fans who watched the stage play Stranger Things: The First Shadow uncovered a huge connection. In the play, we learn that when Henry was 8 years old, he entered a cave in Nevada. When he came out, he had no memory of what happened inside. The cave contained experimental technology linked to the infamous Philadelphia experiment, the real-world conspiracy about teleportation. That moment was when Henry first came into contact with the Mind Flayer. His personality and even his blood type changed afterward. Let that sink in. The Mind Flayer didn't just partner with Henry, it fundamentally rewrote him. So why is Henry afraid of the cave? Because that cave is where he stopped being Henry and started becoming Vecna's puppet. This flips the entire relationship. Maybe Vecna isn't the mastermind after all. Maybe the Mind Flayer isn't his creation, but his controller. If Part 2 explores this, it means the final villain might not be Henry Creel, but the Mind Flayer itself, the true architect of everything since Season 1. 2. A major character might die, and fans think they know who. Here's something suspicious. Season 5, Part 1 had 0 major character deaths. 0. And this is the final season. That alone is a red flag. Fans are convinced someone big is gonna die in Part 2. And there's one name that keeps popping up everywhere: Lucas Sinclair. In the Season 5 trailer, Lucas is shown bloody, exhausted, and in what looks like a losing battle. And since Max is still trapped in Vecna's mind, Lucas has been emotionally vulnerable all season. The Duffers love giving emotional gut punches. And Lucas losing Max, again, while fighting to protect her body in the real world. It's exactly the kind of tragic full-circle moment Stranger Things is known for. Of course, other names are floating around: Steve, Hopper, Will, even Eleven. But Lucas is the one fans keep circling back to. That said, before you panic. 3. The Duffer brothers confirmed there won't be a massacre co-creator. Matt Duffer recently addressed all the death theories, and he said something very interesting. The show is not Game of Thrones. There's no red wedding. That would be depressing. So what does that mean? There will be emotional stakes. There may be a big death, but they won't wipe out the cast in some massive, tragic shock ending. In other words, expect heartbreak, but not a massacre. This matches Stranger Things' tone. The show has always been emotional, nostalgic, and character-driven, not brutal for brutality's sake. So if one major character dies, it'll be meaningful. It'll be tied to the story. It'll be earned. And fans believe that death could be the emotional turning point of Part 2, the moment that pushes the characters into the final battle. And those are the biggest clues hidden inside Stranger Things. Season 5, Part 1, clues that point straight toward the explosive ending in Part 2. Which theory do you believe? Is the Mind Flayer the true villain? Is Lucas in danger? Will Max escape Henry's mind? Drop your predictions below. I read every comment. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our Part 2 ending explained. Thanks for watching. And remember, in Hawkins, every clue matters.